Ms. Allen, I'll leave questions for the record, but I don't want you to think I don't have no affection for what you're going to do. I am concerned about what institutional changes we might use to better educate our diplomats about public diplomacy tools, as well as content creation and timely delivery. And Mr. Yoon, I think that the assignment that you're being given is an incredibly important one, and therefore I need to visit you. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Ricketts.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, first of all, I would like to add my thanks to each of you for serving our great nation, and especially those who are the career foreign service folks. Thank you very much for the sacrifices you make on behalf of our country, and to the families as well, because I know you sacrifice alongside your loved one when they are overseas representing our nation. So thank you all very much. And I look forward to all of you continuing to serve our great country. Ms. Asahara, I was actually in Kuwait when I was governor of Nebraska last year visiting some of our National Guard soldiers, so I look forward to you being able to take care of them while you are there. And then, Ms. Strong, you and your team hosted us when we were in Saudi Arabia, and you and your team did a fantastic job while we were there. So thank you very much for being great hosts while we were there, and it was a very enlightening experience. Actually, after we visited in Saudi Arabia, we went to the United Arab Emirates, and we had the opportunity to speak with government officials there. And one of the key things that we heard there was their great dissatisfaction with the United States response after their attack January 17th of 2022. Abu Dhabi was attacked by drones and missiles, and there wasn't a response from the Biden administration. In fact, I believe Secretary Blinken had to, several weeks later, go back and apologize for our silence. They equated their attack to their 9/11 and felt like we didn't respond in time. In fact, I think that's one of the things that opens the door for China to have a relationship with UAE, because then they question our responsibility or our responsiveness and whether or not we're going to be good allies in the region. If you're confirmed, what can you do to help overcome this? It's, like I said, it was pretty bad the way they talked to us about this. What can you do to help mend that relationship so that we can continue to have a good relationship with the UAE and make sure they're staying, good allies with the United States and helping us in all the things we want to do, like prevent sanctions leaking into Russia?
Thank you, Senator, and it was a pleasure, of course, to host you in Saudi Arabia, and we really appreciated the visit. With regard to UAE, I completely agree with you that it is critical to maintain our strong partnership with the UAE. The President was very clear from the early days of his administration that our commitment to the region, to the partnerships that we have built up over decades in the region, is absolute. When he came to the region last July, he amplified that message in his conversations with the region's leaders. What I think is important here is focusing on what we're doing now, and certainly there is a very deep security cooperation that we share with the UAE. They're, as I mentioned, a very capable, interoperable partner to us. We've deployed together. We have counter-terrorists together. The history of achievements is quite extensive. But also to have a very forward-looking agenda, which we do. When it comes to security, of course, we're working not just bilaterally, but regionally with the GCC to institute, for example, an integrated air and missile defense and a maritime security architecture. Not all of our support and cooperation, of course, is in the public realm, and so I'm limited in what I can discuss here, but certainly that's very much a focus, and if confirmed, will be a focus for me. But beyond the security, there's, of course, the cooperation that we have now seen blossom under the Abraham Accords, and this historic achievement should be our focus, and certainly, if confirmed, will be my focus, because I think that it can underpin a lot of positive developments. We've already, of course, seen a lot that has been achieved, and I certainly would look forward to growing that cooperation and partnership if confirmed.
Well, Ms. Strong, I've only got about 40 seconds left, and you preempted my question anyway by getting into the Abraham Accords, because I do think that was a historic U.S. diplomatic achievement, and glad that you're going to continue to support that. I think that's one of the things we heard was important when we were in the UAE. We visited, you mentioned in your remarks, the Abrahamic Family Center that has a mosque, a synagogue, and a Catholic church on the site, and that we also heard that about 600,000 Israelis have visited UAE since the Accords, which is all a very positive sign for continuing cooperation. And I would just encourage you to also look for ways that we can expand the relationship between not only the United States and the United Arab Emirates, but also with Israel in that cooperation as well. So, but again, thank you very much for being such a great host when we were over there. You and your team, again, did a great job. And just a little trivia fact, Nebraska is the state with the highest percentage of people who claim Czech ancestry. There you go.
Senator Kane.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ms. Suss,